Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for PS Pacific Open Tier 1 action at Race Spec, and tonight we are at home soil at the Albert Park circuit in Australia. So a lot of home ground advantage for a lot of these drivers. We're looking at about 29 laps around this 5.278 kilometre circuit, and first time on the Race Spec calendar that we have the new changes that have happened at the Albert Park circuit. So it'll be interesting to see how a lot of these drivers handled it. I know a fair few of these drivers would have done other leagues, so they would have had plenty of practice on this circuit, but interesting to see how all our drivers go tonight. So we're looking at 14 turns, so it's about the same length as before the modifications. It's about 200 meters shorter, 2 less turns, but we still have 3 DRS zones, so plenty of overtaking spots. After the chicane at turns 9, 10, and then you've obviously got the front DRS down the front start finish straight, I should say, and then after turn 2. So just the 2 detection zones, I should say. One before turn 9, and then the second one is before turn 13, which is for turn 1 and turn 3, just before those turns. So if you can get a good run out of the final corner, you'll have a double dose of DRS. So we've got 18 drivers on the field tonight, which is good to see. And hopefully we'll get just as good of a one as we got at Abu Dhabi last week. So as we wait for these drivers to come out on track, Ente, I'm pretty sure, was the first one again, as he's just about to come around the first sector line. Just for last week's results, there was one report chucked in, which was the Banana Junkyard, as we did see on stream last week. So Junkyard was given a 5-second penalty with 1 license point for forcing Banana off track, and then he also got another 5-second penalty plus 2 license points for the reset to track. So I believe that did move him down a couple of spots from memory. Actually, no, he stayed exactly where he is. So it wasn't too much, but he does get 3 license points, which will hurt him. But that's on last week. We're going to follow Ente now as he comes down the start-finish line to begin his first flyer, as we got an Aston just coming out of the pits now. So around turn 1 and turn 2, want to keep the car nice and smooth through here, carry as much speed as you can through the chicanes as the car in front just gets out of the way. So he goes around turn 3 now in this bit tight and twisty section of the first sector. Around turn 4, around turn 5 very easily to go wide and or to slightly hit the curb wrong and spin. Around turn 6 now, and then the first part of the modified track. So around turn 8, and then just the long straight to the 9-10 chicane. So he managed to cut that corner nicely. So that was a fairly nice line there by Ente as he comes around after turn 10. This will be his second DRS of the lap. Now turn 11 is a lot tighter than what it was in the previous year's game, so you've got to be a little bit more careful for that. Around the second to last corner, 13, and then around 14 now, can be easy to lose traction out of the last corner, but went through there nicely, last bit of DRS for the lap, and he does an 18.4. So that seemed like a fairly decent lap, I'd say. Looking at previous time trial times, probably a mid-17 for pole, so maybe a 17.6 for pole. These guys can nail the lap together. Orphan manages to only be a tenth and a bit behind him. Dobby currently 3rd. As I'll get all the other details up. Everyone on the soft tyres as we want for quali. Banana goes into P3 as Karma, our winner from last week. He's been in really good form. What can he do as his opening lap? Grimmy, not quite. Karma, he goes 17.8. So already into the 17s and only about 2/10 off what I thought he might have been able to do. So nice lap by Karma there. Jedley, he crosses the line. He goes straight into P2. So Jedley super sub, he's back in and he's in the Haas team for tonight. So nice lap from Jedley to get him back into the rhythm that missed the last couple of weeks. Snickers, but he's about to cross the line now. He goes into P6, and who was that? That was just the Ferrari diving off, or was that Extinct? Yeah, sorry, that was Extinct that had spun. Thought I saw a Ferrari go a little weird, and that is a reset to track, unfortunately. So might be a little bit of a no-no there. Oh, and we've got Prezzo. He's gone around at the last corner. So that corner is causing a few issues so far. Banana, he's gone for a second run, has he? No, he's gonna do a second run on these set of tyres, I reckon. Looks like he's still got plenty of fuel left. And a lot of the guys just doing the pits. Grimmy, he's gone into P3, so he was able to get some more time on that second lap, so he might have made a mistake earlier on, so. But as we go through, a lot of these guys either doing second flying laps or just, I think Deputy's on his lap, I believe. He's not burning. Oh yes, he is. Right on board with Deputy, see what he can do for his first flyer. So coming around turn 6 and 7, and then around 8, and a long you pretty much can call it a straight, even though there's a few turns that I wouldn't necessarily call turns, but as you can see, hitting about 315 kilometres an hour around turn 9, turn 10, a little bit wider than he would have wanted. Didn't invalidate his time, but he definitely would have lost probably 4, 5 tenths easily, because you'll lose all that speed coming down into turn 11, this corner here. So final section of the lap now. Oh, he's wide again. So this last half minute of lap time hasn't gone well. He'll finish his lap to get a delta on the board for him. But definitely some more time on the board for him, as he does a 20.1. So definitely knows which areas he's got to clean up, Deputy. So still should have about 12 minutes left to go once we get the yellow flag out, and that's just gently getting out of the way from a couple of the other drivers. That isn't Aston, so I think that's Logan on his out lap. See, Deputy's going to push again. No, he's got the flashing light on. He's saving. Banana's still going around, so he's happy to just put some laps on these tyres. Be interesting to see what tyre strat these guys have set. Obviously, you've got the 3 separate options that you can pick: the softer range, the balanced range, or the harder range. With the harder range, you only get 2 softs for quali, and if you want to save 1 for the race, it means you can only use 1 set. So I have a feeling a lot fewer of these drivers would have gone with the balanced option. Orphan Drop is about to start his first flyer. First flyer, I should say, on these set of tyres. Currently in P6. Leading the Red Bulls at the moment, with Prezzo having his spin coming out of the last corner. So Stobby, he's start his one. A lot of these guys just trying to do that. Jedley's invalidated his current lap. Oh, that's a Red Bull spun. That's Orphan. Hopefully that hasn't given him rear wing damage, so he can continue on with quali, but he's going to have to be careful not to get in people's way. And Stobby, he's gone around too. So this track in quali just starting to cause a few issues for these drivers already. As I've missed Logan, he's gone up into the top 10, P9. So not bad for the Aston Martin driver. Jeff down in 15th, coming out of the pits as we speak. Bompton into P5 is looking really nice. Saw some good speed from him, but just got caught up in a couple of incidents in the second half of the race at Abu Dhabi. So probably a little bit, and same as Combat, he's invalidated, so he's gonna save ARS and go again. As we've got Extinct just starting his flyer. So we'll just see who's coming across the line off and just trying to make his way back. That looked like Stobby, Snickersbud actually. He's starting his first run. And we got a McLaren. That's Grim, he's starting his first one. Just trying to pick the guys. Just oh, that's a spin. That's Clarence around again at turn 6. Sorry, exit of turn 5. So that area causing a few issues for these drivers now. First of all, now Clarence. So we know our spots that we've got to watch out for. Mercedes van currently saving. Is on his first lap. I think we got one of the Red Bulls. Oh, Orphan. That's the second time he's gone around at turn 5. And he's just got to just be careful getting away. Banana. I think Jeff's on his out lap. Clarence, you on a lap. He's saving. Oh, here we go, Snickersbud. He's about to finish his lap. He does improve, but stays 11th. So just outside the top 10. Ente's in. Bompton. Prezzo, that's what I've missed. He's into second place now. Still about 3/10 off Karma at the moment. So Karma's still got a fair time. And Karma, he's currently up on his current lap. So we'll see him go through the last corner now. So someone else has gone around at the exit of turn 5. But we'll watch Karma go across the line. And he does improve. He does find another 10th. 10th and a half. So Karma, nearly, I reckon that's what, nearly half a second clear. So Karma, going to be fairly dominant around here, I reckon. As we do have one of the Astons, I think that's Jeff coming around the final corner. It is. So for him to put a representative time on the board. And he goes into P2, so Jeff's good form from last week continues. So Jeff into P2, got his first podium last week. Where is he actually nearly dropped it, spinning out of that last corner on the last lap. But he managed to hold on to P3, and if he can stay in this top 4, it'll be a really good position for him to start. But as we watch these other guys come through, I think Metz is coming across the line to start a lap. Mercedes fan, he's about to finish his next lap. He jumps into the top 6 on an 18.2. And who's that? Jedley. And then Grimmy. So everybody getting quicker and quicker. Combat, I think, is about to cross the line. He's starting his one. Ente is also just starting his one. Jeff probably coming in. Oh, Ente spun, exited turn 2. So that's another corner we'll have to watch out for with these guys. So we've seen a few guys already spin. Banana, he's just coming around the last couple of corners now, but he's into the pits. What about Stobby? He's gone purple middle sector from my track map. So I'll stay on board with him. Currently on a 19.4. To find a fair bit of time to get into the 10. He's got to find nearly a second. We'll watch him come around turn 14, final corner on this 5.3 kilometre circuit. Crosses the line. He does move up into P12. He did find half a second. So he's got 4 minutes to come back into the pits and get another set of tyres on, as a lot of the drivers are. Watch Combat hasn't got a time on the board. What can he do? Jumps up only into P13. So no, sort of quite a bit away off his teammate actually. He'd be a little bit closer. And Ente, he's in, obviously having that spin at the start of the lap. So we're at that point where drivers, if they're just wanting to change maybe their front wing or their tyre pressures, time to do it. And then come out on their final runs. So we've got Stobby, he's just finishing his lap. So I expect him 2.5 seconds down, so he'll have enough time to come in, change to a new set, come back out. Combat will as well. At the moment, while we're waiting for this last couple of minutes, Karma currently on pole, but Grimmy and Jedley, as we said, half a second, but Grimmy and Jedley found that time when we saw them improve. So Prezzo, the next one that's got to sort of have a little bit of a bind in terms of time. Jeff still up there in P4, so his time still really nice. And currently just 4 drivers into the 10. 4 drivers into the 17s, I should say. And I was fairly spot on with Karma. It's been pole 17.6. It wasn't too far away, but have any of these drivers got any more? I reckon Grimmy's probably a good shout. Possibly the snag pole. Having a quick look at the time trials. Seemed like he was the quickest one on my list. So I reckon he's got a little bit more time to find. Same as this man on screen. Orphan drops already had about 2 or 3 spins at the moment. Definitely, he's got pace. Just need to see if he can actually get the lap in. Keep it clean, keep it smooth. But he's got to find nearly a second on his lap though. And I reckon we're right on board with him for this entire lap and see how he goes. Yes, you got the car in front, get out of the way. That's one of the wounds, I believe. So he's getting a little bit cloudy at the moment. Whether that will actually help or hinder track conditions. He manages to navigate turn 5 nice and clean this time around. He is currently up on his time around turn 6, carrying as much speed as he can through there. As it goes around 7 and then 8, and then the long run. We saw a couple of these cars hit 315. It's about 312 kilometres, and that's where he is. So might be running a little bit more downforce, a bit taily on the curve there, but it manages to carry the speed nicely through there. As he comes around the rework turn 11, carried a fair bit of speed through there, and now the right, then the left, then the right to come onto the start finish straight. Probably a little bit wider than what he wanted to through there. And wants to carry as much speed through 14, runs a little bit wide but shouldn't hurt him too much. DRS, and he comes across the line. He finds half a second and puts him in the top 5 and ahead of his teammate. So nice lap for Morphin. Oh, and Perezzo's in the fence. So he won't be improving. So Orphan will actually beat his teammate in terms of times. So fortunate for Prezzo, but still in the top 6 at the moment. But as we'll watch Karma, currently sitting on pole by 8 1,000ths of a second. So very close between him and Grimmy. Grimmy further back, so I'll watch Karma, and Karma's invalidated. He was basically even on his lap time. Problem is, and he spun last corner. So he's got to try and get out. He cuts the pit lane a little bit and then recovers. Wants to try and get out of the way. Grimmy, he's up. He's purple middle sector. He's up by 0.3. That will be enough. He's got a car in front of him, so hopefully he doesn't get in his way too much. But I think that Haas is also on a lap. It is. So Grimmy hasn't got it. Betts doesn't have to get out of the way of Grimmy, so hopefully that doesn't affect him with the dirty air through these last couple of corners. Oh, he read the curve a little bit, just wanted to try and get the traction on, try and get every little bit of time that he could, but unfortunately, that means he'll stay second. Jedley, he's out. What about Jeff? He's invalidated, so that's him out. What about Bompton? He's only 2/10 off pole at the moment, but he's still going. No, he's slowed down, so he's made a mistake earlier on in the lap. So, I think all these will be done. What about Entei? He's last man. He moves up a couple of spots into 8th on an 18.2. Still 6/10 off pole. But that means everybody is finished. And Karma gets pole, I believe, once again. So tight quality between the top 3-4 guys there. So, looking at our results, Karma, pole 17.6, and Ollie just managed to get it from Grimmy, both having mistakes on their last flyers, but Karma's second run was enough. Jedley only a 10th off, same as Jeff, only a 10th and a half off, and Bompton right there, so less than 2/10 covering the top 5, and then we saw Orphan jump up with that late lap. Prezzo having a spin, what could he have done? Entei, Mercedes fan and Banana, he rounds out the 10, so top 10 within 7/10, and then looking further down the grid, Sniggersbud, Logan, Met, Stobby, Combat, Clarence, Extinct, and Deputy, last of our runners, so probably Combat probably not as far up, not as far up as probably we would have wanted, especially with his teammate up there in 5th, but again we've got 29 laps of racing ahead of us, so as we saw in Abu Dhabi, anything can happen. And it looks like we've got a dry race, at least for the start anyway, because it's got blue skies written all over it. So Strat here, again, you're looking at your medium hard, medium. Some might go aggressive on the soft start, but you're looking at about 7 to 8 laps soft, 13, 14 for mediums, 16 to 17 for hards. So your pick in terms of hard, mediums. You can extend the mediums and the hards if you want to sort of do an over or an undercut. See what the tyres these guys are on as the formation lap is underway. As we will get the tyres up for everybody to see, and we've pretty much got everybody starting on the medium tyres except for Stobby and Deputy Dilldog. So everyone wanting to be on the quicker medium tyre. So obviously with the amount of spins that we've sort of seen previously, we see maybe a few safety car interventions. Maybe that's why people are wanting to start on the mediums. There's an early-ish safety car, jump on the hards, go the rest of the way. But it'd be interesting to see what setups these guys have taken, whether they've prioritised straight line speed or they've added a bit more downforce to handle through some of the trickier parts of this track. But Karma starting from pole again. Currently won 3 of our last 4 feature races. So it's pretty much 3 in a row. Both races at Brazil and Abu Dhabi. Can he make it another one? And can Prezzo get a win? Prezzo actually hasn't won since Coda back in round 9. So you've had other people sort of trump him a little bit. And he's got to work his way through the field again a little bit. And what about Grimmy? He's only got that one wing at Singapore. And don't forget Jedley. Been subbing in, and he's got a win as well. Can he add another one to his mix? Oh, and we've got a Haas facing the wrong way. Actually, the Abu Dhabi. Bit of chaos down the back here already. We haven't even got going yet. As we watch these guys just about ready to line up. Good to have you in, Buster. Hopefully we get a really exciting race tonight. Karma and Grimmy are going to be your front row as we wait for the lights. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're out and one away. And Karma and Grimmy not having the best. Jedley managing to get the better start. I think Karma will hold on, but as we go side by side, Karma gets pushed off as we nearly go 3 wide into turn 2. Yellow flag at the back, but Jedley, he looks like he's managed to get the jump on the front row. Really nice start from them. Orphan drop. He's managed to move up a few positions as we got a lot of penalties popping up on screen. I think there's been a few incidents at the back, and we have a virtual safety car to sort of quieten this field down a little bit. So Jedley, the big mover. Karma, Jeff, he's managed to move up a few positions. Orphan drop as well. Grimmy, he's one of the bigger losers, down to 5th from this front row. So he's lost 3. Ente's moved up a few. Banana's moved up a few. And as we look at the back, Deputy and Extinct have got, I believe, 5-second pens. They do. There was contact there. Logan is out. Jedley, he's picked up a drive through. So our race leader, he was in the great position, but gets the drive through for the Delta. So it'll be very interesting to see from his point of view. And he spun. So just to add insult to injury, he spun. Tyres not quite up to temp there, and we've had a few spins at the back as well. So still green flag at the moment, but that's super unfortunate for Jedley. So as we'll quickly get that, Karma, he retakes the lead and sets the fastest lap, but we'll have a fair few guys come in. Bompton, Snickers Bud, Mercedes Van, Deputy. A lot of guys with that big stack out of turn 2 towards the back. So having a few incidents. Jedley, he picks up 5 seconds speeding in pit lane. Just to add insult to injury for him. So super unlucky for him. But this allows Karma to get away. Jeff, P2. Orphan, he's moved up. So Grimmy, currently the only person in the top 10 to lose positions off the start. But we've still got 17 drivers. But this has spread the pack out massively. But luckily enough, we still got good battles towards the front. Jeff really hustling Karma through. He sets middle purple sector. So Jeff finding some good speed at the moment. Using a bit of ARS compared to what Karma is. So Jeff hustling along. Orphan drops up there as well. Grimmy been able to avoid a first lap incident, which is good for him. So we'll see him in the fight. And Ente, he's moved up 3 positions, so his lack of pace the last few rounds, he's in this mix as well. And he's to avoid the carnage, same as Prezzo, Banana, he's always there. And then Metz, Stobby, Combat, they've all moved up 5 positions, Extinct up 6, but he has got a 5-second penalty to serve. But we'll quickly go back, Grimmy and Orphan. So I think Grimmy tried to go for a move around the outside, not quite getting it done. Orphan sticks in 3rd. So Karma getting that 7 tenths. So still within DRS between top 5. So Karma is now burning. He wants out of that 1 second. Jeff not burning as much. But Orphan drop after defending from Grimmy. He's nearly out of that 1 second now. DRS is activated this lap. So because we only had a VSC. Still counts towards 2 laps of non-DRS usage. So Karma, can he break the 1 second? That's the DRS detection point, or it might have changed. We'll have to have a look for when Jeff crosses the line. I don't think he did get it. No, he didn't. So Karma, he got the job done, sets fastest lap. He broke what he needed to. Ente now putting the pressure on Grimmy now. So we've got Extinct getting past Combat. So nice move from him now. So he's up 7 positions as well. So Orphan has managed to get back within Jeff's DRS. So Jeff won't have Karma to help defend. As we'll get onto tyres. You can see what the state is. So top 8 currently running the medium tyres. Stobby, he's the odd man out. He's going to go long. Orphan still just trying to hang in there. He will have DRS, so this will help him. Entei, he's dropped back a little bit, which is allowing Prezzo to catch up, as we got yellow flag, and I think that is Bompton. It is, he spun, and I'm pretty sure that's a reset to track as well, looking from how that camera angle cut harshly. But Karma, ooh, Jeff actually managed to get back within that and does get DRS, so he'll get 2 shots of it. So Karma broke away, but Jeff has the pace to claw it back in. So he's dropped orphan drop now, so Jeff just might have made a bit of a mistake to let Karma out, but he's fighting to close back in. They're still close. Prezzo right up on Entei. Banana just hanging back. Don't have to burn too much. Prezzo closest person. We're right on board with him now. He's only 3/10. Let's see how the slipstream goes through here. May not be DRS. They took it out, I think, on the Friday of the actual Oz GP. That it was going to be 4 DRS zones, but they took it out. But Prezzo managed to hold right in there. A little bit of a snap, which will hurt the drive out of the corner. Still gets a shot of DRS, but watch for turn 1 for his next activation of DRS. A little bit of a snap there as well. But he's right behind Entei. Just got to fight the dirty air. Went a little bit wider through there. Probably cost him a little bit of time. He's at about 6/10. That might have hurt him a little bit too much to actually have a move at Entei. But if he can get through turn 1, turn 2, a little bit wider than what he wanted. Still close enough. Quickly look up here. Orphan, he's made a bit of a mistake. So he's lost it a little bit coming out of turn 2. So it was going to be tight between Grimmy and Orphan, but Orphan's mistake, that puts Grimmy back into the podium positions. But it leaves Jeff off the hook, and Jeff only half a second behind Karma. So both have a fairly similar ERS, but Jeff has DRS now. So we will see these two fighting as they did last week. Combat, he already picks up 3 seconds. So early warning, yellow flag, that is Deputy, he spun last corner. Hopefully he hasn't hit the wall and he can keep going. Jeff closing in a little bit, it'll be interesting to see, a little bit wider than what he would have wanted, but we'll quickly duck back. So you got Entei between a Red Bull sandwich at the moment, and Prezzo giving Entei the big hurry up. He's got to be careful. Oh, Orphan's coming in, so that tells me he did have damage from that incident that he had at turn 2. That will protect Entei though, because Entei will have DRS. So shame from Orphan, that definitely is a front wing change. He's gone on to the hards, he will get to the end on them. But that's cost him a lot of time and possibly out of this fight now. But lead still there, and Grimmy, he's fighting to get back within that 1 second, which he has. He's having to burn again. We've seen this from Grimmy the last for a few rounds of this season now, that he's having to burn to keep with the top 2 or to close back in a gap. So if he can get there, but as you can sort of see, the top 2 are able to burn, and him just not being able to, which does cost him time. But we'll go on board with Jeff. If he can get a nice exit through here. DRS isn't going to go for a move down here, definitely wants to line him up. Maybe force Karma into a mistake. Oh, Jeff probably gone a little bit wide there. Maybe moving just before the braking zone. Probably just misjudged his braking point a little bit. But we come around 13 now. If he can get a nice exit through here. I know that Karma is struggling out of the last corner from conversations having to him prior to this race. So definitely that's something that Karma will be wary of, and then can Jeff take advantage of it. Took a nice line through there. Oh, he spun, just got on the power too much. He managed to keep it off the wall, but he's going to have to be careful on re-entry. Luckily, ghosting is on, but that's another front runner that's gone out of this race so far. Managed to come back. He fixes himself, but he's landed in P8 and about 20 seconds, so he's nearly lost a complete pit stop there. So really unfortunate. The move was definitely on at turn 3, but just too trigger happy on the accelerator. This allows Groomy back into P2. Yeah, exactly, Gavin. This track does bite, and bites hard. A lot of places that you can lose the rear end through here. A lot of these drivers do go low downforce just so they can have the speed in the straight lines, but it does make some of these corners fairly tricky with low wings. And the wrong setup. Oh, Entei and Prezzo side by side. Or still side by side. Will Prezzo get it done? He will around the outside. Entei thinks about the inside. But the thing with Entei is he will have DRS down the next 2 straights. As you can see down the view of the front straight, Karma and Groomy going into turn 1 now. What about Entei? Oh, the Haas at the back has spun, so that's Metz. So that's another casualty at turn 14. I'll just stick with this battle just in case Entei goes for a move. He's not quite far enough, but Metz, surely he'd have a bit of front wing damage. We'll see how he takes turn 1. Wasn't too bad. I don't think he's overly pushing, so that's unfortunate for Metz. He was running in P6 or P7, so he was in a really nice spot. So we'll go back to this battle for P3. So Prezzo getting the move done. Can he pull away from Entei now? Banana still sticking in there. People have dropped off around him, so he's already up into P5. Stobby in P6 and on the hard tyres. He might be 10 seconds off the lead battle packs, but that hard tyre will start coming into play now when those mediums drop off. And who's that? That's Orphan around. Oh, and another spinner. Who's that? That's Jeff. So we've had Jeff spin for the second time, and Orphan, he spun for the second time as well. So these guys having moment after moment. So these guys at the front, with how many spins are happening, they've got to be careful. They just need to keep it on track. As I said, we've still got 20 laps to go of this race. Still a long way to go. You need to be in it at the end. As Orphan drop, he's retired. Oh, that's out of turn 9. Will this be a safety car? It is. So this works out nicely for every single medium runner. Stobby, this hurts. But as we'll go on board with Karma, hopefully Orphan's car is still there. But that's at the exit of turn 10. It has disappeared. But that's caught him out. So what I'm thinking is he spun out of that curb and then hit the wall on the outside. But that has caused a safety car. So this helps the like of Deputy Jedley. As we remember, he was at the front. He's serving 5 seconds, I believe. He did have a drive-through which he would have served. So this has brought him back into play. So you'd imagine all these medium runners will be in. Karma in, Grimmy in, Prezzo, Entei, Banana, they'll all be in. But what about Stobby? What does he do? This is the exact wrong time for him. Mediums, 20 laps. It'll definitely be a stretch. But what does he do? He does. He plays the safe option. Rather get the mediums done now and try and hold on. So Metz currently 10th. Jeff is in after all his excursion, and he's just hit the wall on the pit lane entry. So will he have to change his front wing? Will they change the front wing if he's got damage? there'll be another blow if it doesn't change. Well, I guess we'll see him back in a lap's time if that's the case. But this pit entry can be fairly nasty if you overshoot it. But being under safety car to conditions, everyone should remain the exact same. Metz does jump him. Got to be careful not to run into Extinct. Extinct up into P8. Combat's got that 3-second penalty, of course. And Bompton, I think, has as well. So, do we wait for all these guys to get behind the safety car now? We just have to close up to that safety car just a little bit. So we'll have a couple of laps under this, and then hopefully we'll get back underway at the end of lap 12. As I bring up pens, both Alfa Romeos have picked up a 3-second penalty. Not too bad at this stage of the race. So thankfully this safety car hasn't come out with 3 to go. But that does hurt them if other people's don't. But it seems like track limits aren't an issue here, more so track limits that's killing your car. So we'll have to, guys will definitely have to be mindful of some of these curbs. And yeah, as we've seen in the first 10 laps of this race, fair few have gone bye-bye. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I'll bring up position change, top 2 where they are, especially with Grimmy's, you'd have to say poor start, but he's managed to fight through, and definitely his second win of the season is on the cards. Prezzo, again, champion, is our season 7 champion, and yet again, not the best qualifying from him, but he finds himself in a podium position and in a great chance for this win. Same as Zente, he's up for Banana. He once again manages to cut through the carnage. P5. And then his teammate Stobby in P6. He's on the medium tyres, let's not forget, but they have to go a long way into this race. And then you've got Combat, Extinct. After issues early on, they managed to jump up 8 and 9 positions respectively. Metz is up 4. Jeff, after his 2 spins, sort of what could it have been? We know he's got the pace, but can he fight through this traffic? Snickers has stayed where he is. Mercedes fan, he's lost a few positions after that lap 1 crash. Clarence, he's sort of managed to recover a little bit, but then Bompton and Jedley, he's probably our biggest loser. That drive through and then the spin after the drive through for speeding under the VSC, and then the spin just as the VSC was ending. It sort of cost him quite a lot. I think he may have just gone into the pits. No, he's just a long way back. Luckily enough for these guys, Jedley will catch the back of the field. Deputy's probably a little bit further back than he probably wants to be, so he's going to have to probably push it a little bit so he can be on this train when we will go racing at the end of the next lap. So Jedley does catch the field. So a little on Jedley now. Looking at the weather, obviously a few clouds, but I reckon we'll stay dry the rest of this race unless there's something else. Stobby taking an interesting strategy here. Out of P6, he stopped for another set of mediums. Now this is interesting. He's just lost all that track position, but that means those mediums should be able to go to the end. But I'm just wondering, is that too much track position to cost? We'll wait and see. And obviously he couldn't go back onto the hards because he might have only had 1 set and they were already 9 laps old. But yeah, something interesting with Stobby. So he could afford to, because he'd get back to the field, but whether he's going to lose too much time, because he might have been able to fight in this top 6 and then just try and hold out if there was no more safety cars. But well, Extinct, he's lost a couple of positions and he's gone past Jeff and Metz, so not sure what's happening here, but getting really ugly on this restart, and hopefully none of these drivers pick up unnecessary pens, because we don't want that. But tyre situation there. Snickers Bud was the only one that really didn't come in under that last safety car. He's moved up position, but he's now on 11 lap old hards, so he's going to struggle at the end of this race. Maybe should have come in, but maybe he's thinking those mediums won't go to the end. But we'll quickly jump back up to Karma, who will control this restart. What does he do? Does he go out of the last corner? Does he wait to the line? Grimmy's right there. He hasn't gone yet. As someone's in. Who's that? Extinct's in. So he may have wing damage. That might have been the spin. Oh, Karma's gone late. Has any of these guys managed to capitalise? Not quite. Oh, that's a Haas around. Metz is around. I think that was contact with one of the Alphas. So Jeff picked up 3 seconds, I think, trying to avoid it. Prezzo around the on the inside of Grimmy, but Grimmy holds the position. But Ente's right there. This has allowed Karma to already gap a second. So this is what he wanted. Let the two battle behind. So now Grimmy got to try and keep Prezzo behind. As we'll quickly go back, Bompton gets past Clarence all side by side with Jedley and Clarence. Jedley's got the inside. Does Clarence fighting back? Not quite. They hold position, so Jedley gets the move done. As we look at the view shot through the chicane, I think Jeff's the closest man. Will he think about a move on Banana? He on the inside managed to get the nose up there. Banana having the better run. Oh, the spin at the back. So Snickers Bud, no, not Snickers Bud, Stobby. So unfortunately that pit stop has hurt him big time, and just had to spin fighting with the guys lower down the field. So Snickers Bud trying to hold on to Clarence. The tyres back up, so Clarence on the inside gets the job done with Snickers. Back with this field, Jeff on the inside of Banana. Gets the job done. Does Banana do the switch back? No, he doesn't. Jeff up into P5. So nice recovery from Jeff now. A couple of those guys coming inside. Oh, a bit of a snap on the curb, but manages to hold it. So Jeff having a fair bit of ARS. But he's still got plenty of laps. 15 laps to go to claw his way back. We've got Mercedes fan up the inside of Combat and gets the move done. Nicely done, but can Combat fight him back? Get the switch back? No. A little bit wider than what he wanted. He's having a think about it, but holds off. So the gaps at the top three spread out a little bit now. Ente just trying to stay within DRS. DRS will get activated when Karma goes across the line, as you see on the top of your screen now. As the gaps all who's, I think someone's had a spin last corner. It is. It's Snickers Bud. Those old hards didn't cope through that last corner. But so we can tick another one off at turn 14. So Grimmy's, after that battle with Prezzo on the restart, he managed to get back within Karma's DRS range. Extinct sets the fastest lap after coming in on the restart lap. So he'll have mediums to go to the end, but he's a long way back. Metz, he picks up 3 seconds. That doesn't hurt him. And Stobby, he's had an issue. And we have another safety car. So Stobby. No, was it Stobby or Snickers? No, I think it was Stobby. Yeah, it's definitely Stobby. He has no front wing. But safety car is out for the second time. So what do these guys do? Just over 13 laps to go. Do one of these runners chuck on a set of mediums? Have the quicker tyre? But do you want to give up track position? So watch the leaders come through now. What will they do? Karma stays out. Grimmy stays out. Prezzo is in. He's taken the gamble. Entei stays out. Jeff's in. He takes the gamble. So we've got 2 in. Everyone decides to stay out. Deputy in. Metz is in. Stobby's in, but he's got that front wing to change. Don't want to speed pit lane. So, interesting. So, Prezzo and Jeff will be the quick cars, and Metz. Deputy chugs on a set of hards. Now, we didn't quite have the mediums to go, but they'll be a new set of hards anyway. So, Prezzo, currently 10th. We'll have the fresh tyres at the end. And you'd imagine this safety car will be out for at least another lap. But this might not be a bad move from him. Mercedes fan, the only one in the top 9 that are on older mediums. He has made ground on them. Banana, the P4, Entei P3 with those guys in front pitting. Still plenty of time to go. If you look at Pens at the moment, still both alphas, but he's picked up 3 and Metz has picked up 3 as well. So as we can sort of see how many stops these guys have made. Mercedes fan has made 2 stops, Bompton 2 stops, Gently 2 stops. And then all the guys from 10th down have made either 2 or 3 stops. And the position changes, Combat, biggest winner at the moment with 9. So he's managed to recover these 2 safety cars. He's got a bit of track position with his teammate right behind him. But does he have the pace to fight these guys in front? You know, Mercedes fan had nice pace on the restart with those medium tyres, but they'll start to be hurting a little bit, and the hard will be the better tyre at with these front guys. And Entei hasn't been on the podium since his one and only podium, which was a win at Japan. So he would really like to be back on that podium step. Currently P2, he's P2 in the championship, but it's just been his consistency, because he hasn't visited the podium where all the guys around him, Grimmy, he's been on the podium 5 times. Jays, who hasn't raced the last few rounds for us, he's been on the podium 6 times. Prezzo, as we know, has had that really good podium streak going. And then Banana, he's been on the podium at least twice. So Entei, probably the guy with the pace, just hasn't been able to show it. But he's in a really nice position at the moment. As we watch, we should see a safety car in this lap sign, hopefully. So second sector line is there, and we see safety car in this lap. So we will have a 11 lap shootout. So we'll bring up the tyres once again to show you. So top 9 pitted under that last safety car, and Prezzo under this, Prezzo, Jeff and the like under this safety car. So Prezzo and Jeff will be the one spot through this field. But Karma made the restart work for him last time. Actually, to be fair, it is getting cloudy. With these 2 safety cars, is there a chance we may get weather? It'll definitely spice up this race, but we won't know till we get there. Karma, he's decided to go early, so he's changed it up. Got to be careful coming out of the last corner, but he's managed to gap. So he's gapped Grimmy a fair bit, and he's got Entei right behind him to fight with. Grimmy trying to get some tyre temp. So nice restart Combat. He picks up 3 seconds again. He's up to 6. Looking at the track map, I'd say everyone's clean through. Who's that? Jeff. 3rd time he's around. Be interesting to see if he's got damage, but it's going to hurt him on those new mediums. Hopefully he hasn't got damage, but he's going to catch back up to the pace. And you can just have a look at Prezzo just pushing Clarence through turn 5. Looking up for a move at turn 6. Oh, a little bit of contact. And they're around. Gonna go back onto Prezzo. Find him, yes. So Prezzo at the back. So the two leading runners on those mediums as Snickers, Bud and Clarence. So does Clarence have a little bit of damage? Not quite, but two guys that we thought were going to fight through this field are back at the pack, 15th and 16th. We'll quickly head back as Mercedes fan right on the back of Banana, using those medium tyres well. Extinct gets past Deputy. As Metz thought about the same. Oh, that's super wide from Stobby. Metz on the outside. We nearly go 2 by 2. Metz having the better grip than Deputy, and Stobby looking for a move. Just keeping an eye on the gaps. Mercedes fan still right behind Banana, but Stobby gets the move done. Manages to keep it on track. Quickly jump back up to Mercedes fan. Didn't quite get the move on Banana. So Banana Cake Pie still in 4th. Top 4 stay as it is. Top 5 stay as it is. But Mercedes fan wanting to get the move done before these medium tyres wear out. Banana sort of having the fight. He's sort of lost ground to Entei. Yellow flag, that's Jeff around again. So spin number 4 for him, just not his night. He's had pace, just haven't been able to show it. Mercedes fan nearly thought of a move. Banana, he picked it up 3 seconds. So the pressure Mercedes fan is putting on him has cost Banana as he goes up the inside. Got to give each other room, and that's a spin from Mercedes fan and gets a touch from Combat. So hopefully Combat doesn't have any wing damage. Oh, that goes a little bit wide. That allows Jedley through. So Jedley right behind the Alfa Romeo. Looked like there to be enough room Banana gave, but we'll see if anything comes up in the steerage report. We'll leave that for the end of the race. But Jedley right on board with him. Sort of just saving a bit of ARS. What about now? Will he think about a move? Grimmy only 4/10 behind Karma now. So battle for the top 2, still rightly on Entei, falling back from the top 2 a little bit. But Jelly sort of flying through this pack after his early woes. So Jelly definitely the one to watch at the moment. He's managed to keep it penalty free as well. So coming through middle part of the lap, coming up to turns 9 and 10, the chicane. On board with him again. Compton will have DRS from Banana in front, so that will help him cover from Jedley. So Banana didn't quite have the restart that he wanted. A little bit close, but Banana, he's getting fairly close to Entei actually. So Entei's not out of this. Yellow flag, that's Deputy at the back unfortunately. Jeff's come in for a set of softs, so he wants to nab that fastest lap, get himself a point. He can get another point if he can get Deputy. As we run through this field, still about a half a second at the front. Karma and Grimmy. So these guys will go toe to toe. It's definitely gone super overcast now. So gaps have sort of spread out a little bit. Who's that around? That is Stobby. He's had another spin, and that's a bit of front wing, so he's going to have to come in and box. So he just has to wait for the track to clear. He does, reverses all the way back. Make sure the track's clear. Prezzo, after that spin at that particular corner, he's made his way back up into P12, but still quite a long way behind these leaders now. He's got about a 3-second margin to make up to get to Clarence. So having a look, Remy's just sort of dropped off a little bit. Might have made a little bit of a mistake, but Entei, he's closed in. I think he should get DRS, he has. But Bompton now, definitely looking on the back of Banana, and I don't think Banana got DRS. No, he didn't. So look for Bompton to think about making a move. He's burning ARS. Thinking about the inside. Oh, they go side by side. They're still, oh, they're riding on top. They're still side by side. Switch off, just see what happens. I think Bompton got the move. He got a 3-second time penalty, but have absolutely no idea what happened there. So it'll be very interesting to see what their footage was. But yeah, let's just say that was an interesting move by Bompton. He did get it done, and we'll see if Banana can fight back. Maybe not mount when he tries to get his pass back done. But we'll just watch that. Bompton, he's got pace though. He's already back within DRS of Entei. Frezzo, he picks up 3 seconds now. So a lot of these guys starting to pick up 3-second pens. Jeff, he sets fastest lap on an 18.7. So those soft tyres. Dobby, he's coming for a new set of softs, so watch him. So this is the closest pack at the moment. But I'm still keeping an eye on Karma and Grimmy. Oh, who's that around? That's a yellow flag. That is Metz. Oh, he was in a good position. He was in 10th. So I think Prezzo and Clarence, they're fighting side by side. Oh, Prezzo does the late move. Gets around the outside, but Clarence has got back on the inside. Prezzo will have the line. Gets the switch back again. He does get DRS, Prezzo. Does burn. He has to burn to try and get the move done. Does get the inside line. Clarence lets him go, and then Prezzo will get a second boost of DRS. Because both all Metz is gone. Is that in the pit lane? It is. So that won't cause another safety car. So now this is an interesting battle. Bompton has closed up massively to Entei. So this is a fight for the podium position. Bompton, if he can carry this pace, he could gap Entei by 3 seconds. And let's not forget Jedley. He's got no pens out of this slot. So if something happens at the front, this podium could still be on. Oh, he has a moment and he's in the wall. That's his tyre gone. Now what does this do? Sort of commentator's curse, safety car. So third safety car. And I sort of put the jinx on Jedley there. But now what does these guys do? Track position or fresh softs? What does Karma do? Karma stays out. Grimmy stays out. So does Entei. Bompton, Banana. Alright, so all these guys wanting track position. But what about Snickers Bud? He stays out as well. Prezzo. Does he have anything into... Oh, that's a bit of a pit lane cut from Prezzo. But he's going to come in. He's going to put a set of softs on. Clarence is in as well. So all these guys at the back probably got nothing to lose. Deputy probably wants off those hards. Yeah, he's going to come off. So... unfortunately, a little bit of a jinx from myself. Jedley out of the race, just having that massive snap through 9 and 10. So, what can these guys do? Yeah, good point, Gavin. There'll be 2 laps under safety car. We probably won't go back racing until start of lap 28, which means there will be no DRS for the rest of this race if that's the case. And being that half the field's half a lap away, this race won't get back underway until lap 27, 28. So unless the field catches up and the safety car's back in at the end of next lap, we will not see DRS for the rest of the race. So, Extinct, currently P7, but a really good shot at getting a P4 here. And maybe even higher. Snickers Bud's only on 8 lap old mediums. This helps Karma, but Karma was sort of managing Grimmy's gap at that particular point in time. Entei was sort of the one that was struggling around here, so he'll have Bompton. But as we look at these penalties, Bompton has 6, Banana 3, Comet has 9. So this has really hurt the Alfa Romeo team, but it has helped Extinct, Snickers Bud, Prezzo unfortunately with that 3-second penalty. Clarence, Deputy, all these guys could move up, especially if Combat and Bompton. They're going to move down this pack massively. So just having a sip of water to get through these last 3 laps. Feel like it's gonna, if it's as chaotic as the last restart, should be looking for a good finish. But can Grimmy actually be able to do anything with Karma? Karma sort of had his measure, managed to get the gap on the restart and then just hold off Grimmy. But Grimmy, does he have anything left? And being their tyres are about 15 laps old, who's kept them in better condition. And Prezzo and Clarence and the like will be trying to fight through their weight up through this field. So lots of different, the field is close together except for Jeff. Could we possibly see a late safety car call? I don't think so. I think we're going around once again. So super unfortunate. I think Jeff pitted again. If he didn't, we may have gotten racing this lap. But Karma, he's pretty much led this entire race. Had the poor start, Jedley got in front. Had an early VSC, but Jedley drove through after it, and then the spin. Karma got back the lead and just pretty much not let that go. Who's come in? Combat, he's come in. I think he's realised with 9 seconds of pens, he's going to fall down the pack, so he thought might as well have a bit of fun, get a set of softs on. So that it moves Extinct up into P6. Still a really nice position for him. And his mediums, even though they're quite worn, most hards will be as well. But can he get them up to 10 and maybe have a go at Banana? And Bompton, can he get past Entei? Obviously, it'll be very tough to get the 3-second gap that he needs. The 6-second gap that he needs. And Banana, he's got 3 seconds, so I wouldn't say this podium's pretty much set, but as we've seen all race, we've had contact, we've had spins. But Combat's at the back of the field. Top half of the field on old tyres, bottom half on new softs and wanting to make ground. Going to be a lot of action as we do have the safety car come in. We'll have 2 laps of racing, no DRS, but for the soft tyres there'll be a bunch of grip underneath them, and it's the top 7 drivers that we look in the whole position. But Grimmy will be hooked to the back of that AlphaTauri. Won't want to let him get a good restart. And what about Karma? What does he do? Does he want to go early? And he's got to be careful with these old tyres not to spin out of the last corner. If he does go early, he might play it safe and go after the corner. Still hasn't gone. He's got to play this smart. Grimmy's going to try and get a good line through here. Karma's gone. He has. Grimmy hasn't followed him. But watch Entei. Entei got the better start. So Entei, will he looking for a move? He's gone. It looked close, but not quite. Prezzo's already making moves. So he's already got past Snickers Bud. So watch for Prezzo these last 2 laps. We'll go back to our top 3. Entei behind Grimmy. Bompton still P4, and there's side-by-side action nearly 3 wide. So Banana around the outside. Extinct up into P4. Banana gets the 3-second time penalty. As they go side-by-side through turn 5, they both make it, but look at Prezzo. He's got the inside as they go side by side. Got to leave Banana room. They're still side by side. So Prezzo should have the better grip. Going to have to burn a lot of ARS. And look at the Alfa Romeo behind them of Bompton. Still side by side. Prezzo get the job done, but I'm thinking about the outside. That's going to not help his line through there, and that's going to allow Bompton in. So Banana those 6 seconds, along with Bompton 6 seconds. And look at Snickers Bud behind. So side by side action through here. Oh, and we've had Deputy spin at the back. All contact with all massive damage from these guys. Just contact And then some of these drivers just had nowhere to go. So Banana at the field, unfortunately. But I'll quickly go back to the top. Karma starting the final lap. Grimmy half a second behind. Entei, and then Extinct up into P4. Can he do anything? Get Entei, but Prezzo's right there. He's going to have a lot of speed. Combat gets past Dobby into P8, but again, we know he's got 9 seconds of pens. But with that carnage at the back, might help him get a bit of a gap. Jeff picks up 3 seconds. So all these guys now need to do is keep it clean, but Extinct having to defend from Prezzo, but he's within half a second of Entei. Entei has got a bit more battery to use, but he's hard to struggling. What about Prezzo? And Grimmy's not giving this a fight up either. Could be a grandstand finish here. Grimmy needs to get the good exit out of 10. It was a nice exit, but look at Prezzo. Oh, Prezzo had a little bit of a moment. But I'll quickly go back. 410 Snow, but Prezzo side by side gets the inside line. Gets the move done on Extinct. Extinct runs a little bit wide. Prezzo gets fourth, but he will lose that position right back. Now back to Karma as he comes around. He's only got one final corner to navigate. And he manages to get it done. So he'll keep his winning streak. Karma wins the Australian GP. Grimmy finishes second. Entei third. Extinct, really good drive from him up to P4. Clarence P5. Mercedes P6. Prezzo down to P7 after that pen. Stobby P8. Deputy P9. Snickers Bud P10. Banana P11. Jeff P12. Bompton actually jumps Jeff in P12. And then Combat will be our last finisher in P14. So, as we thought, carnage in that last couple of laps. Just that incident around turn 11. Turn 11, turn 12. So, a bit of contact from the cars, but Extinct gets driver of the day. And I reckon that's a bloody good effort from him. I think he started, bottom half. I think he might have started 13th, 14th. But started P4 up 10 positions. We'll have a look at Karma. He's good form. He continues. That's another win. So that's a third feature race winner in a row now. He picks up the trophy. Grimmy, he gets back onto the podium with the P2. A nice job from him. And then Entei as well. After a long time of unable to get on that podium. A few fifths, a few sixths. But he manages to get back on there, gets his second podium of the season. But as we've seen, bit of carnage at that last couple of laps. But your results on screen now. Karma, he takes another W, and it only holds on by half a second from Grimmy. And then Entei rounds out the podium, as I said. Extinct gets driver of the day, and I reckon a fairly decent job from him too. 17th up to P4, and then Clarence as well, 16th up to 5th. So both those drivers been able to have a bit of carnage sort of early on, but they managed to fight back and then avoided the rest of the incidents around them and get really good positions. Mercedes fan managed to finish P6. Prezzo, after that spin on the second safety car restart, managed to claw his way back up into P7. Obviously that 3-second penalty hurt him, dropped him down a few spots. Stobby P8 after a few spins. Deputy after a few spins manages to get into P9. From P18th on the grid, so a really nice drive from him. Other than those couple of spins, Snickers Buds manages to get inside the 10. Banana and Bompton, unfortunate with that collision, second last lap. Jeff, after his few spins, what could have been from him, but he does pick up fastest lap. Combat gets 14th, and then our non-finishers, Jedley, Metz, Orphan Drop, and Logan. So, bit of a carnage race, but what we'll do now is we'll take a quick 2-minute break, and then I'll come back with the top 3. So we'll be back shortly. All right, back with the top three, and we'll start with our third place getter. And bit of a drought for this third place getter. Once he got his win in Japan, sort of bit of a dry streak, but Entei, sort of. You managed to avoid the chaos and finish P3, so you must be ecstatic about getting back on the podium after your probably recent struggles and not quite having the pace of these guys.
Yeah, of course. I was starting to get a bit worried. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have that one win, that one podium, and not gonna finish on the podium for the rest of the season. But it's good to finally get another one. Sort of takes that gives me that relief of not having to really worry about it and back up the win. Was a bit lucky. Probably deserved to finish sixth or seventh, but stayed out of the trouble and did what I could and came up with a third. So. I'll definitely take it, even though, pace definitely hasn't been there for the last couple of weeks and even this week. But gotta take it. Can't turn it down. So yeah, it's good to be back.
Yeah, exactly. And as we sort of saw, probably that mid-race pace, you sort of had Banana and then Bompton trying to fight them off. Without that last safety car, do you think you might have been able to hold on for that podium with those guys' pace? Obviously, they had pens, which would have saved you anyway, but we did see Jedley without pens before his crash possibly coming at you. So were you going to fight them tooth and nail, or what was your sort of plan there? Just sort of
felt like, like when that safety car, like that last safety car came out, I was super relieved because I knew I was under a bit of pressure. Even that last like 2 laps, I still felt like I was a bit under the pump, and I had 2 warnings as well since about lap. I think I got 2 warnings in the first like 4 or 5 laps. So I was like, if I'm going to be under pressure, if I get a penalty, like it's fair game pretty much. It actually all. Bompton had 6 seconds, so still would have been okay to him. But Bompton was really quick. I felt like I had Banana covered, but Bompton was really quick. And he made up like 3 positions on like the restart lap. So, like he was really quick. So I was a bit worried about him. And even before that last safety car came out. So that was a big relief when that came out. But yeah, I would have had to fight for it because I felt like. Yeah, like if I made a mistake, if he got past and I made a mistake or something, that would have been like I would have choked the podium. So, I was just sort of on that last restart. I was just sort of like hold the position, just don't get penalties. And even though it was like the last 2 laps, it was just quite a lot of pressure. So it was just had to keep it clean and it was a good relief to come across the line. So yeah, thank God it was relief just like in Japan when I won. But Good to hold on for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And now final round, Saudi Arabia sprint weekend, and we sort of got a Perez Leclerc battle with you and Grimmy for second in the championship. I think that does close by my math to about 5 points. So I guess first off, how are you feeling around Saudi, and do you think you can hold off Grimmy?
We're gonna have to wait and see. Grimmy's been quicker than me probably almost every race. I think I'm just gonna, hold what I was doing this week and just try and keep it clean and see if anything happens to Grimmy. But I don't know if he ends up getting him in the last race, it's probably deserved. As I said, he's been quicker than me probably nearly every round. So, but no, it'll be good. I'll definitely see if I can put a bit more time into practicing for Saudi and compared to the last couple of rounds because I haven't really had that much time. But yeah, we'll see what we can do. I'm definitely going to try and beat him, but I guess we'll just have to see what happens. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But again, congratulations on tonight. P3 back on the podium, and we'll see you next week in Saudi.
Yep, you too. Cheers, Scotty.
No worries. And our P2 finisher, Grim, unfortunately couldn't quite get karma at that last restart, but again, your pace was there. Unfortunately, spin on your last flying lap in quali. Who knows what could have happened there? And then at the start, bit of a slow start. Gently jumped both of yours, and you sort of dropped back to P5, but you managed to avoid the other guys in front spinning, and then you were sort of just sticking on Karma's rear end for that entire probably second half of the race.
Certainly got a good look at it.
Yeah, was there a time in the race that you thought you may have been able to possibly make a move on him, or you just never quite got close enough?
It seemed Karma had the edge on, I think, medium speed corner exits, so that last corner in particular. So every time I felt I was right on him, I maybe slipped a little too far back. I think a particular moment where I could have thrown something was, I think I was about 3.5 tenths behind in the third sector, and then that safety car came out right at the end. I knew the second the safety car came out that I probably wouldn't be able to get it, not without DRS for those final laps. But yeah, firstly, big shout out to Karma. Great pace. I pressured him the entire race effectively, and he held it together quite nicely. And of course, Entei, I was very, very scared to lose that place to you on that safety car restart, right in my gearbox. But yeah, no, it was good. As for the start, yeah, I've been having pretty shitty starts all season, and I dropped to P5. I nearly died at the start. It was carnage, and down into turn 3. I actually rubbed the wall on the left-hand side next to Orphan Drop. So very scary beginning, but yeah, we got into a rhythm, had the pace, but yeah, couldn't make it a win, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunate, but again, your pace is up there, and I think that is your 6th podium of the season. So you've definitely had consistency and liked your better tracks. Obviously, Prezzo sort of ran away with it, but I guess same question to you, Saudi next week, final round, sprint round. You and Entei for second. How are you feeling for that?
I love Saudi Arabia. It's probably one of my favourite tracks on the game because it's all high speed, which I feel are my competitive tracks this season. My one lap pace has been strong all season, but it's been consistency in race distance. My first season without traction control, so consistency has been a big problem. Not even going to mention the last 2 races. That was appalling. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Saudi. It's a sprint race too, so plenty of points. Gap will be 4 points between us. Yeah, I'm keen for a battle. I'm keen for it.
Yeah, but yeah, congratulations on P2, and yeah, we're definitely looking for that battle between you two. Yep.
A very quick shout out to Clarence PhD, who had an amazing race tonight. He went from P16 to P5, and that's his season best. That's a fantastic effort from Big Clarence. Yes, massive round.
Get around him. Get around him.
Exactly.
Yeah, get around the Big Clarence.
Big Clarence
had a few drivers like that had really good efforts. I think he might have been one of the drivers that got caught up early on. I think, but yeah, both him and Extinct. Yeah, I think Extinct came from 17th to 4th, and yeah, as you said, Clarence 16th to 5th. So really awesome drives for both of them. But again, yeah, congrats on P2, and we'll see you for the final round next week. Grimmy.
Thanks, mate. Looking forward to it, and hopefully I don't choke pole next week. I'll cry, I reckon.
Nice. Catch you then.
8 tenths. 8 thousandths.
8 fucking thousand. So I don't know if I'm allowed to swear in here. 8 fucking thousand. You're gonna be shitting me.
Yeah. I saw that and I was like, oh my god. And then I bottled it on the last corner.
Yeah, I ate the wall on the last corner.
It was about 1.5 tenths between the top 5, so it was really close in quali.
Yeah, very, very tight.
So, but yeah, congrats again. And now our first place getter, Karma. Your streak continues. 3rd feature race win in a row, and you definitely had to fight for it this round, but yeah, got the pole. Again, sort of a slower start by you, but sort of gently having that spin after the VSC, managed to get back your lead and sort of held it from there, even though you had always a car behind you.
Helps when I get a little help out of the exit of turn 1. So I went off the track, I think. Like in turn 1,
I did see that. Yes.
Yeah, I got tapped in the rear. That's why Jedley got past me. I was ahead by like a whole car. I had no one beside me, and then I got tapped on the exit. So, yeah, Jedley got by, and then somehow he got drive through. He was looking. I don't even know how, but he got drive through. So that freed me up. And then then Spinella season happened up the top. Had Orphan go, Prezzo go, Jeff went, Bibbs got punted into the wall, Banana Cake Pie crashed into Mercedes fan. Like there was whole, it was nuts. It was all happening, and just let me and Grimmy just pull away. I had 3 really good safety car restarts as well, I believe. I was sideways on one of them.
Yeah, we did catch that, but it was also you went late at the first one, which helped you, and then you went early at the second one, and then obviously late at that at the last one. What was you thinking there about going late, just sort of with your older tyres, just not avoiding any issue with turn 14? Because talking to you prior to the race, you said that was going to be your corner that you were going to struggle, that you were
Yes.
having moments through. So how did you, I guess, you find that corner throughout the race? Because you seem to nail the exits a lot of the time that I was on board with you.
Yeah, I was just playing it safe and just chucking it in fifth and then just running it 75% throttle every single time. I think I had one little throttle blip on it, but yeah, I was avoiding going early, like super early, because I didn't want to spin with the cold tires on turn 14. But I went late and then I guess sort of early and then late. And the reason I went late on the last one was because I wanted to save as much ERS as possible for the last lap. Because I was also getting worried because I saw Prezzo just jump up to fifth, and I'm like, where the hell did this man come from? And then he just stayed there, so it was alright. But I reckon Grimmy probably would have had me at the end if that last one didn't come out. His hard pace was much quicker than mine. So, yeah,
Yeah,
that was good.
luck falls the way in next week's Saudi sprint race. Obviously,
Oh, well.
you've had 3 in a row. Sort of haven't been off the podium since round 10. Go out with a bang.
I love Jeddah. I loved it last game. I don't love it as much this game, but I still love it. And I know Grimmy's quick here, so I reckon it'll be me and him again up the top, unless Prezzo gets lucky, because he ran out of luck this week. Don't know what happened. He ran out.
Beautiful to see.
Yeah, he ran out of luck. Even though, like, I saw him in P3 at one stage, I'm like, what the hell is he doing up here? And then,
He pit for mediums.
yeah, I don't know why he pit. It was great. He was like the only one that pit, and then everyone went past him, and I'm just like, all right, he's out of the race.
Yeah, I think
he almost ended up getting me in the end, so came back pretty
Jesus.
well.
Yeah, he
But,
tried
Yeah, on
something.
the soft.
He tried
That's
something. Because he got tangled on that second safety car restart on those mediums. So, was there an idea of you thinking about that second safety car? I guess any of you guys thinking about chucking on a new set of mediums but giving up track position?
no way.
Nah, not a chance.
No, I wasn't. No, I tried to throw a dummy at Grimmy.
I saw that. That was like, bruh, there's like 5 laps there. Why would you pit?
I was just like, because they were 40%, and I was just like, and I was kind of just like, I'll see what he wants to do, and then you just take the biggest fuck you line and go as wide as possible.
Yeah, hit the grass. Hit the grass.
And I'm like, oh, you cheeky fucker.
Oh,
But yeah, once again, congrats on your 3rd victory in a row, Karma, and we'll see you next week. Try and round it out. And I think you are in contention of possibly a top 4, top 5, considering that you only joined halfway through the season. So
Could you imagine?
crazy.
yeah, so
That'd
yeah,
be
your
crazy.
form's been really good. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if you can get that. But again, to you, Karma, congrats, and our podium finishers, congrats on all of them, and for you
Yeah, cheers,
as well.
mate.
For you
Thank
as
you.
well watching. Hopefully we'll see you for the final round in Saudi Arabia next week. So until then, I've been Scotty, and we'll see you later.